Coming up on Up at Noon Live, Christopher Nolan wants to make a live-action Akira trilogy, and I'll tell you why that's okay. Facebook is introducing a dislike button. If only there was a button for how we feel about that. And Disney Infinity, they are visiting us to have some fun. Let's have some fun right now on Up at Noon Live.
Wow, we did it. Week 6. Gloves are off.
Yeah.
We are settled into the new digs.
Yeah. I don't know what happens in 6 weeks. Like, I don't know, like, I bet there's like some animal that has an entire life. Like mayflies. Whole generations of mayflies have lived and died in the times we've taken to make 6 episodes of this show. Welcome to Up at Noon Live. I'm Max Scoville.
I'm Brian Altano. 6 weeks is how long it takes 1,000 moths to form into the shape of a man and then
be really scary.
Trick a woman into getting married. It's a horrible epidemic.
Scare Richard Gere in the Mothman Prophecy. It's a fine film from 2002.
Speaking of animals, we have a special sponsor this week, and that's rabbits. That's right.
Yeah?
Animal rabbits. They're everywhere.
Did they? The animal.
We're supposed to have a picture of them here. We don't. If you've never seen a rabbit before, what's wrong with you?
Have you ever seen a rabbit? Because they're there's the rabbit. It looks like tiny wild hopping rats. That's right. The tagline apparently.
Yeah, this one's actually scaling a green wall.
Yeah, rabbits actually prepared a brief message that we're going to show you.
Are we going to do this really? I don't think we should show this.
That's
video.
when they rolled it. Really? I think it's good. The rabbits seem to sign off on it.
Let's see this video. Let's take a look. The eating noise is really I mean, I know there was devil messengry in that video, but it's honestly the rabbit chewing noises is what got me the most. That was horrible.
We actually have prizes. We have some amazing prizes. John Vignocchi from Disney Infinity is here. He's going to come on a little bit. We're going to show off some gameplay from the Star Wars Rise of the Empire playset.
That's right.
Which is the original trilogy one, which, because we like the original trilogy. We actually have 2 of those to give away. We are going to pick one random winner. This is limited to North American viewers. I'm sorry. The way you win that is you tweet. Just tweet at us using the hashtag Up at Noon. That's really it. We're on Twitter. We're keeping tabs on that throughout the show. Let's get into the news. We're gonna check back on that in a minute. But Nintendo had some stuff happening. Mario turned 30. He's looked 30 forever. Like he's always looked like a 30-year-old man. He's a plumber. Meanwhile, Nintendo is doing some weird rearranging. Since Iwata's passing, they're kind of changing their whole their corporate structure, and they have a new president. And like the obvious thing would be, Miyamoto. Everyone loves Miyamoto. Like he would jump in there. He's the president of Nintendo, and he gets a cool hat, and everyone's like, "Yay!" But they got another guy.
Well, because it doesn't make sense to make Miyamoto president, right? It's like having like President Bob Ross.
Yeah.
You don't take like the creative, crazy art guy that likes painting clouds and trees and you put him in charge of anything. Miyamoto's the kind of guy you want him making games, you want him doing stupid, goofy things and gardening and all the fun things he likes to do at home. We don't know anything about this guy's like house or his wife or his family or whatever, which is fine. But they brought on Tatsumi Kimishima, who is a 65-year-old man who, this is the kind of guy that you want running a video game company because he's imposing and kind of scary, and I think he's trying to smile there, and that's what that looks like.
Yeah, we got another picture here. He's also not smiling. I don't know. It's kind of weird to be like, he's the president of Super Fun Company. Why isn't he smiling? Because he's a businessman.
Yeah.
Like that's the weird misconception with games is that we have like it occurred to me the other day. Somebody said something about going on a studio visit and seeing so and so's desk. I think it was like. One of the guys from Platinum or something was like, "Oh my God, it's the I'm drawing a blank. It's like we saw his desk," and I'm like, "There's no other form of media where you're like I'm sure Steven Spielberg has a desk, but he's kind of busy. He's around doing stuff. You know?
And it's in an office.
You don't see like Axl Rose's desk because he's a musician and he's touring.
Axl Rose doesn't have a desk.
He might have a desk. He probably smashed it.
I think he probably has a garbage can with a guitar in it that he sleeps in.
Like movie directors, they're busy, they're moving around. Like video games are kind of the only thing where people are going to be like really kind of working close quarters in one small place where it kind of necessitates having a desk. So I toured Kojima Productions and I saw oh my god, I'm doing a horrible blank drawing today.
Good job today, Max. You're doing real good.
Technical artist. Anyway, I saw his desk. It was covered in toys. And
Joey,
it's like, man,
Joey the technical artist.
Jeff, the guy who invented the Metal Gear. Yeah.
Joey Jeffs, the creator of Metal Gear.
Yoji Shinkawa.
A lot of people want Tatsumi to take over Nintendo Directs. Now, there was something very special about Satoru Iwata, and that's not only that he was incredibly creative, but he also ran a company. But he was a good guy to put on camera, right? Like, he got it. He had that sort of like pizzazz. He had a great smile.
He held up bananas.
Which, he held up bananas. He's the kind of guy you want to put out there. That's not always the best idea to do for everybody, and it's not always the best idea to hire somebody specifically to run your company who's also good at that. That's actually something that's maybe like number 10 on the list of things you need to be good at when you run a company, is to be good on camera when somebody turns you into a puppet during E3, right? That's not really the biggest thing. I'd rather him focus on business acquisitions and working with third parties and creating that Nintendo theme park I've wanted since I was 5. All of those things are probably coming, and putting more amiibo in store, because as you can see, we really love toys. So stop expecting this guy to put on a sort of a Donkey Kong costume and go out there and monkey around on camera. It's not really going to happen. He's going to focus on business, and that's good. Yeah. That's okay.
On that note, why don't you hop on Twitter, use the hashtag Up and Noon, or in the Twitch chat, whatever. We're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we are on Xbox and PS4. We're on like a lot of different things, and it's really hard to keep track of all that. Let us know what Nintendo character you'd like to see running Nintendo, and how that would turn out.
Yeah.
I like to see Wario running Nintendo.
What's wrong with you? Well, he'd
be really funny. He'd be like eating money.
He hoards all their treasures.
He'd eat the chairs. He doesn't even eat stuff. I don't know why that.
Have you ever played a Wario game?
I just feel like he'd get in a lot of trouble. Drill a bunch of holes in the wall and run a hose through there, and flood the office.
I want Kirby to run it, because he would just like swallow PlayStation and then just copy all of them.
Yeah, that's a pretty good plan.
Yep.
Now moving on, this is a weird rumor that's flying around. Christopher Nolan from the Batman movies and other movies that you might have seen. It's rumored he's going to be doing a live-action Akira trilogy. The talk of an Akira live-action Hollywood movie has been in talks for a very long time, and usually it's pretty groan-worthy and awful and kind of just like the worst idea ever. At one point they were talking about turning Neo-Tokyo into Neo-Manhattan, and kind of the whole real central theme in Akira is that it's kind of like post-nuclear Tokyo, like it's very deeply rooted in the fact that Japan has had a nuclear device detonated there.
Thanks for tuning into our comedy show.
Yeah, anyway, Christopher Nolan doing a trilogy?
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with that, and I didn't expect that one bit.
So let me ask you a question about the subject matter then, because I've seen the movie a bunch of times,
right?
But that's pretty much where my lineage stops, aside from like maybe having a few of the figures or toys.
Right.
Is there enough there to turn this into a trilogy, or is this like a Hobbit situation where they're stretching a short story out?
No, here's the thing. The Akira movie, if you haven't seen it, it's one of the best animated things ever made. You should go check it out. It's mind-blowing. Unfortunately, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because it is basically the first third of the manga, which is like 2,000 plus pages, and it's incredibly complex, and it goes from basically being this like Blade Runner-esque biker movie to this crazy kind of post-apocalyptic Mad Max thing that's pretty much World War IV, I guess. Really, really cool. The manga pretty much it keeps going for like 4 volumes after the movie ends. The anime is really cool, really fun to look at, but as far as the story goes, it doesn't really have much room to breathe. Being able to take the whole comic and put that on a big screen over the course of 3 movies sounds pretty awesome to me, and I think Nolan is a guy who could pull it off really well because of his Batman movies. Batman Begins, he pretty much was pulling from Batman Year One, which was kind of a pretty straight-laced, kind of stripped-down Batman story.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight, he was pulling from simultaneously The Long Halloween, which was a kind of a more superhero-y sort of follow-up to Year One, as well as The Killing Joke, which had kind of the Joker in sort of his finest form. And then by the time he got to The Dark Knight Rises, he was pulling from The Dark Knight Returns, which is like basically alternate reality, super weird, futuristic kind of Reagan-era Batman, which honestly, if you told me that you could tie Year One with Dark Knight Returns, even though they're by the same author, Frank Miller, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But he managed to take his Nolan verse and really just put on a new coat of paint and make it all cohesive.
So what you're saying is like our best case scenario here is he sort of takes this kind of patchwork approach to the source material and still makes it work.
Well, I think that he actually understands adaptation, which is a term that gets thrown around a whole lot, but like the whole idea of adaptation is you're taking something and putting it in a new situation and watching how it fits in. It's making some compromises and really just kind of
So who does Nolan get to play the main character? Going by his casting decisions, which is a very sort of like vertical line through the same bunch of people.
DiCaprio's actually wanted to do this for a while. Like he's talked about it for quite a while. So that's not too much of a long shot. It would if it's Nolan, we're going to see Joseph Gordon-Levitt, probably Michael Caine
Anne
in there
Hathaway.
somewhere. Yeah, I like the idea of
Bane will
Michael,
just be in it.
Michael Caine being the colonel. Men, we're going to the Olympics. Nobody gets that. I've seen Akira too many times.
Michael Caine's actually going to play the motorcycle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anne Hathaway's going to be
Here's
the jacket
another good
with the
reason
pill on
Nolan
it.
should do Akira. He made a real cool motorcycle in one of those Batman movies. There you go.
Really? That wasn't that cool.
It was pretty cool. The Batpod was awesome. It wasn't Kaneda's bike, but it was pretty cool.
Okay. I actually got really burned out by those movies. By the
Okay,
end.
fair enough.
Yeah.
What do we got? We got lined up next. We're gonna play some Disney Infinity.
That's right. Let's take
Disney
a look.
Infinity 3.0. Is that out now, guys? Is that coming out? It's out now.
Yes.
They're
So you can
yelling
just
yes.
go out to the store and buy it at this very moment in time. That's pretty cool.
We hired a release date team to hang out in our studio, and when we have questions about when games are out, we specifically call on them. It's very cold in here. I feel bad for them because we don't usually do this.
We were asked to.
Is the game out?
Yes.
Yeah, the
See?
game's
Isn't
out.
that great?
Yeah.
Hundreds of dollars a year go into this.
Anyway, Disney Infinity 3.0. We went to Tatooine. We did some bad things. Let's take a look.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Brian, and this is Max, and this is the wretched hive of scum and villainy known as Disney Infinity. That's actually a really mean way
That's
to
a
refer
mean thing to say about a
to
children's
a
game.
really cool children's game that we got our hands on this week, along with an entire table full of Star Wars toys. What's going on today, Max?
So, yeah, Disney
Ooh, look
Infinity
at that
3.0. This is the Rise of the Empire pack. Basically, this is...
Yes,
you know what?
Write 'em.
I'm going to be honest. This is the best Star Wars original trilogy game we've gotten since Lego Star Wars.
Yep.
I picked up an Obi-Wan coin. Basically, like, there's a lot of stuff going on here. You can fight banthas. It's like a kid's
Those
game.
Womp Rats?
Yeah, there's Womp Rats everywhere. You can pick
man.
up. There's a frog dog. You can pick up a Womp. You can pick up a droid. Look at this. Like, look at this. Guess who's gonna die? These dudes. We're gonna mess them up.
I checked on the Millennium
Shut up.
Falcon and
Shut up, Obi-Wan.
I wrote
Waiting
a
for
poem
payment.
I'd
Is that
like
the
to
dog
read
thing
you.
today?
And have a
Jackalope?
good... Is that Bib?
Yeah, it's Bib Fortuna.
Bib Fortuna?
Yeah,
My
yeah.
man, Bobby Fortuna. What's up, baby?
Let's talk to Bib Fortuna.
Newanga.
Look at him.
Oh, God.
He looks like a Venture Brothers character. I love
Even
it.
in Disney Infinity form, he is just an ugly dude.
Yeah, so basically, like, this whole part, you've pretty much just got to make money to pay off to get Jabba's or get the Falcon out of Impound. And I mean, like, Disney Infinity, like, they're kind of taking some liberties, like, with how the story unfolds, so it's a little bit different. Shut up. Shut up, tutorial. You know who else is in this? You're gonna like this. Get off. We are gonna go talk to Biggs Darklighter.
Really?
Yep, he's right over here.
All right.
Hey, Biggs, what's up?
Hey, man, what's going on? It's Big Starkladder here. Here to mess things up and get all crazy. I like the Jawas, too.
Yeah, the Jawas are great.
Figure you can beat Hans times?
Give me the speeder. Okay, we're gonna have a little. We're gonna run over these dudes.
I like how they started you off with the Bantha in the way. Oh, man.
Look at this. Just Chewbacca just hauling ass through Mos Eisley. So this is like a pretty big world. Like, we haven't gotten like a really good Tatooine in a while. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we don't really have anything this open in terms of Star Wars games. Maybe some of the Lego stuff, but I mean, I'm just real happy about this. And also, it's mostly a children's game, so I'm real good at it. Look at me, I'm kicking ass. Suck it, kids.
Don't actually suck it, kids.
Don't do that. Sorry, Disney. But yeah, like,
You've earned a star.
yeah, I got a star. I'm good at games. But I also have a land speeder. I also run over
So you
Stormtroopers.
unlocked concept art, too.
Look at the sand trooper, or sand
Wow.
crawler, not sand trooper. There's something really specific I want to show you that I think you're gonna really enjoy.
Is it Jabba's Palace?
First of all,
Yes,
you can,
it is Jabba's Palace. It's on the left. Did you see?
Yeah, hold on, I'm drifting. I gotta
Stop
drift.
drifting, go
I
to
gotta
Jabba's
drift
Palace.
to charge up. You want to go see Jabba's Palace first?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
I
I'll
love
I
Jabba's
know you love
Palace.
Jabba's Palace, so let's go up to Jabba's Palace.
That's my favorite place in all of the Star Wars.
All 5 of the Star Wars films.
Poor Bib Fortuna.
Where did I take a wrong turn?
Wow!
It's working!
Don't say that. Don't evoke that.
That's so wizard. All right, I took the wrong turn.
So it
Yeah,
looks
that
like there's all sorts of like hidden treats and power-ups.
Yeah,
all
there's
over this.
you're a lot of collecting. You're gonna like Jabba's Palace then. There's a lot of fun little things up there. Take a look at.
Just
'em.
take us there. I just really
I'm
want to go
trying
see
to
it.
get up there. I'm sorry. It's a stick. You know what? We should totally. Put
Our
on-
challenge today is get to Jabba's Palace We're gonna go inside it right now. We're gonna go right in the front door.
Hey, look, it's a
Man.
Minoc.
Yeah, what's he doing here? This is outside of his temporal range.
Did you say temporal range?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's like his
Wouldn't that mean-
temperature zone.
Wouldn't temporal mean like time?
No. That's,
All right.
That's awesome. Oh! Yes. This
Here,
is
let's.
so cool.
Who should talk to Jabba right now?
I think Yoda.
Yoda.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if Yoda.
Yoda,
I don't know
if
if I have. I don't think I have him unlocked. Nope, I don't have him
No, or
unlocked.
how about Leia?
Leia, we can do.
Okay. Let's have Leia talk
they have
to Jabba
a-
about it.
yeah, they have
Historically, this
a-
does not go well.
Nothing could go right here.
This is how a lot of bad things happen. Look at that Gamorrean guard. He's adorable.
You want to see something weird?
Yeah, I wanna see all
This
these
is- You want to
people.
see something that might be canon? We don't
Uh-huh.
know anymore. Yeah. Stay out.
Oh man, Jabba looks great. Look at that fat drool coming down his face.
Hey, Jabba.
Oh, look at that little salacious crumb.
you hungry?
I love it.
Yeah.
You threw my friend at me.
So basically, you have to go buy antiques for Jabba.
That makes a lot of sense.
Stop coming over.
Is that
here.
Han in the carbonite over there?
You're gonna like this even better. It's not Han.
Good.
It's Jar Jar Binks and a bunch of stuffed tauntauns.
Oh man, they head-mounted some tauntauns.
I'm gonna pick up this reuse, throw them at these pots. Yeah.
Can you get down to the Rancor pit?
I don't think you can. Actually, that might be something later on. I don't know. Oh, is that EP99? Damn, that's awesome. So they actually have you doing some pretty deep cut, Star Wars collecting type stuff. Like, he sends you to go get a crate dragon pearl at one point, which fans of the series will be familiar with. Here's something that I really enjoy, even though I'm on kind of strained terms with it.
Is that a Sarlacc pit?
It's a Sarlacc pit.
Oh, and the skiff.
Yeah, let's go up here. Also, we might be able to do something real cool.
As a Star Wars fan, this is really tickling all my nerves. right
Okay,
here.
so this is gonna make you so happy. So I pick up this Jawa.
Wow, you got a Boba Fett concept art by feeding. Oh, that is. Oh!
Isn't that nasty?
Man, that Jawa is very juicy.
Apparently, the Sarlacc is kind of fussy. I wonder if he eats swamp rats.
Apparently,
What is
Jawas
that?
are
That's
like
a-
cactuses.
It's a frog dog, actually.
Oh yeah, that's the guy that burps outside of Jabba's palace, right?
Yeah. Did we unlock Boba Fett? Here, Boba Fett's up here in a very popular place for him.
We did. We're about to go check out more Disney Infinity in just a moment. Thanks for watching Up at Noon
Hold
Challenge.
on, I got one thing I want to do. I don't really want
Just
to
a little
do
bit
it. I
more.
feel
We could
pretty bad
actually do
about
this
it.
all day long. I could
We
do this all
probably
day
could
long.
do this pretty all day. Hold on, just gonna take just a second. Go over here.
Wow. Oh, poor Jawas.
So unlocked. I can now play. So this is how we close this out. It's working. All right. So
Yes!
we got a nice Boba Fett, and then
If you jump in there, they'll write 7 books about how you got out.
yep. See, he gets out fine. All right, let's go talk to John Vignocchi.
That's right.
There you go, Barfing Sarlacc, game of the year.
Oh yeah,
This,
we're doing an
don't quote me on that. I got it.
I was gonna say we're doing an accolades trailer right now, so it would be great if we could say
Barfing Sarlacc.
Barfing Sarlacc Game of the Year.
You have to put all those words
Max
together,
Scoville,
though.
IGN.
So I got in trouble when I was at Destructoid. I got in trouble because I said that Burger Time World Tour was the game of GDC, and they put it in the trailer. And I was like, I was joking. I said it on Twitter in a joke, and they were like, just watch it. And
You
I
gotta be careful with that stuff.
all right,
Hey, John. Thanks for coming on.
This is John Vignocchi.
Hey, pleasure to see you, man. Nice to see you. Thanks
yeah.
for having me.
Thanks
So
for
Up
joining
at
us.
Noon's a show that ran for a few years. We had guests all the time. We kind of pulled away from that with the new version. The only real guests we've had so far on the show were Dropsy the Clown, who was a clown that didn't
Yeah.
talk, and 7 people who sat behind us and wiggled their bellies and did the truffle
You're the
shuffle.
first talking guest we've had.
Okay. So then probably everyone's like, nah, what happened to the clown? Is he gonna do the truffle shuffle? If he'll do the truffle shuffle, then he can be on your show.
I don't know if the analytics for that episode are great because the second the clown shows up, it's just like just drops off. A lot of people are like, "You should have said something. I'm out of here."
Right.
So Disney Infinity 3.0.
Well, there it is. It's out now. I also, I'm VP production on Disney Infinity, but I'm also the guy that you guys pay to shout out in the background release dates.
Release date
That's
shows.
right. Oh man.
Money's tight at Disney these days.
Right.
And ITN.
So I don't know what I was. I honestly have been kind of sitting out on Disney Infinity since it was announced. I thought it looked cool, but I'm like, this is going to get Star Wars eventually, and I want to wait for that. And I'm really glad I did because I threw Jawas into the Sarlacc pit. It vomited everywhere, and it was honestly really gross the first time I saw that. You've got a Boba Fett that can fly around with a jetpack and use a grappling hook, and I don't think anyone's really done that in a game right yet. So that's kind of.
Did we do it right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made Boba Fett walk around in an ATST and fly a land speeder.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you liked it. You know, we primarily make it for kids and family audience, but it's cool to see core gamers like you guys also really enjoying.
I think it's cool that you think I'm a core gamer.
You don't think you're a core
don't
gamer?
think that. They get,
What are you playing
They
right
call
now?
me a casual.
Oh, really?
And a wiener.
Core is like getting called a core gamer is the only time anyone ever references to our cores as like good things. People are always like exercise dudes are always like, I'm working on my core.
Yeah.
And you get to throw that at
So am I, everyone. I'm working on my core big time.
I'm really more of a quads gamer. I don't know. I play on one of those Stairmaster things.
Damn it, Max.
What? Okay. So we got Star Wars toys here. I want to look at some of these. These are all really. This is the best one.
So let me ask you guys a question. How did you guys sort of figure out which ones you wanted to launch with? Because you have a good line of kind of the classics that Max and I really geeked out about, and then obviously a lot of the new characters too.
Yes.
Such as Mulan.
Such as Mulan, not a Star Wars character, but from a great Disney Animation Studios film. So how do we decide? We talked closely with the team at Lucasfilm, and we actually got access to their Q-score data of like who are some of their most popular characters, who are some of their least popular characters, that kind of thing. So
Do you know? Wait, can you tell us who the least popular?
no,
character-
of course
Oh,
not.
man.
Like, but that's
It's
good to
probably
put
one of
me on
our
the
favorites.
spot, right?
Max and I have really weird favorite Star Wars characters.
I'll tell you this though. This is the one that surprised me when we were able to look at it. I was like, Jar Jar Binks is incredibly high.
Really?
That must be because
Is
people
that why
don't-
he acts that way?
Now you changed my words. No one get me in trouble. That was him. I meant he's high on the list.
Put that on your box, John.
So he's high, and I was like, oh, is this because people don't like him? And they're like, no, kids actually really like Jar Jar. And I was like, oh, okay,
we
that
forget
makes
that,
sense.
you know?
Now we
So-
forget a lot that kids are really stupid.
Well, so anyway, we take a look at like what characters are going to make great gameplay, and then what characters are popular, and at the same time, you know, what does the community want? What
Right.
characters do they really want to play as? So
Can you tell us what's been really demanded that might be on the way, or?
yeah, right now I think the one that I'm seeing from Star Wars a lot is General Grievous.
Ooh, yeah.
But then at the same time, you know, Disney Infinity 3.0 is going to have a playset, much like what you guys were just playing, based on The Force Awakens. So I think when The Force Awakens releases in holiday, and our playset releases in conjunction with that, we're going to see all of these characters from The Force Awakens. Top is, you know, the latest and greatest people want.
So that's awesome. Like the thing is, we kind of we grew up with licensed games coming out alongside movies. You know, I mean, sometimes they were awesome. Sometimes you got Episode 1 Racer, and sometimes you got the Phantom Menace. You know, but like they were always kind of like it was the scale of video game development was like kind of actual manageable alongside a movie. You know,
Yeah, that's
but
true.
nowadays things are like. There's so many moving parts, and it's so high tech that maybe you'll get like a mobile game that comes out side by side. But with Infinity, you kind of have this modular approach where you've got this framework of pieces. The fact that we are basically getting and I'm guessing The Force Awakens is like tied to the story, yeah, like for the playset.
I will not talk about The Force Awakens at
Okay,
noon.
all right. But
you
I mean, I'm not going to go.
But you can invite me back, and I'll talk about it again.
I want to do a Watto voice to you because that stuff doesn't work on me. I'm a toy daddy. So, I mean, obviously, you guys working with Star Wars is probably incredibly difficult in terms of you have a very strict story canon to stick to now,
Yeah.
which they've now gutted and rebooted and now
Right.
starting all over again. But you guys are kicking off right off the bat, going, "Here's, this is not really canon, but we're using your characters, and they're fighting with the characters from Inside Out and Wreck-It Ralph and all these other figurines that work with the set." So how do you get to jump out the gate with something that's so sort of daring and different from what they're doing traditionally?
So Brian, the way that we've structured Infinity as a platform, as we call it, is we've got play sets which are true to property. So fans of Star Wars can play and experience with characters from Star Wars, and you're not going to see Lightning McQueen driving around Tatooine.
Right.
However, in our toy box mode, which is the other side of the Infinity software, that's where all the characters can mash up and come together. With respect to kind of where your question was starting in the beginning, like, how did you do this, and how do you work with the canon teams and the franchise teams at Lucasfilm? So we had actually said to them that, we had wanted to, our original pitch to them was we wanted to do something based on Episode 7, The Force Awakens. And they had said to us, we really think that in order to do Star Wars fans justice And since Infinity is a kids and family game, so it's going to apply to everyone, we want you guys to do characters and content across the entire saga.
Right.
So they told us, episodes 1, 2, and 3, Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels is this new animated series that we have in development. We'd love to be able to see some of those characters inside of Infinity, and episodes 4, 5, and 6, and The Force Awakens. So it was like, okay. And it wasn't like, oh, you're twisting my arm, we have to do all the Star Wars content. We loved it, right? It's like, okay, this is great.
Yeah, you asked for an inch and you got a mile.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty awesome.
And now we're like, okay, so now what do we do? So we have a playset that's based on episodes 1, 2, and 3, and that's an original story. And a big part of the reason why that was an original story is, at least with Infinity, we've got just as many boys playing as we do girls.
Right.
Which is really, really cool. I should say just as many girls playing as we do boys, because a lot of times people are surprised, like,
I didn't know that boys like games.
See, that's why. Sorry, I said it the wrong way, but you know what I meant. So the cool thing was that we had said, we want to have a strong female character that comes inside of the starter pack, and Ahsoka Tano makes a lot of sense for that character. And they had said, well, episodes 1, 2, and 3 didn't have this character. The animated series did, though. So we'll work with you guys. Your story team will meet with our story team at Lucasfilm. We'll come up with an original story. It's not going to be canon according to the new timeline, but that's going to allow you to have characters and content from Clone Wars inside of Infinity. And we put that in our starter pack. We actually caught a lot of heat. People were like, why didn't you put the Rise Against the Empire, the episodes 4, 5, and 6 playset inside the starter pack? That would be the most popular. And it's like, okay, like that's a gamer dad talking, or that's a gamer mom talking.
Or
because the younger kids, right, they're more familiar with Rebels, Clone Wars, and episodes 1, 2, and 3. So that's why we put that in the starter pack. And it's a little bit, I'm going to keep going, man.
Well, so
I'm so glad everyone gave me an extra shot in that coffee.
Yeah, I was really kind of amazed playing it because, like, I can imagine, like, I remember the first time I saw Star Wars as a kid. Like, I saw it, like, it looked a little bit old. I mean, it was the 90s. Like, I was young, but like, there's a whole generation of kids who, like, if they watch it now, it's like when I try to watch like Casablanca. They're gonna be like, what? Like, why they film it all weird? Like, why aren't they in flying ships? Why does everything look like it's made of model kits?
Sure.
But I can imagine after playing, Rise of the Empire and having having Han Solo and Chewbacca and like kind of seeing these cartoon versions, then you. Like, to me, I'm like, oh, cool, it kind of looks like Harrison Ford. Like, I'm very familiar with this character, but then, like, it's the opposite for them. Like, maybe they're going to play this with their dad, and their dad's like, that's Han Solo, he's the cool one. You should play it,
That's what I think it's fun. Go ahead, Brian, sorry.
Bizarro13 on Twitch says, can I play this with my kid couch co-op? I know nothing about Disney Infinity. It sounds like this guy's kid does.
Yes, you totally can. And, I mean, that's the kind of the cool thing about, when Lucasfilm encouraged us to do the entire saga. It was like, what's going to be great is that if we do this right, we're going to have gamer mom and gamer dads playing with their kids, right? And they're going to go, this is my Star Wars that I grew up with. Let me show you what an X-Wing looks like.
Let me tell you why Mon Mothma was a great character. And you're like, Dad.
Yeah, this Jango Fett. No, Boba Fett was the character. And so it's, for me, like one of my first Star Wars memories was seeing the film with my father. And it became like for my family anyway, it's like one of those films that kind of defines everyone as there's good people and bad people, and you always try to be a good person, and it's like was one of those like life lesson like movies. So to be able to make a game then that can hopefully create memories like between parents and their kids, that's what we hope has been an honor and it's been a lot of fun.
So we have a question from a real burly adult superhero man here. Ace of Spade 22 says, can I play this game without buying action figures? I'm a grown man and stopped playing with toys a long time ago. He's posting from the gym. He's got hot oils all over his chest. He's cooking a whole ham in the woods. Just a real man's man. He hates these toys.
Do you have any performance motorcycles I can hook up to my TV that'll unlock characters from a fantasy movie in space?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, so here's what I'd say to you, Ace of Base.
Yeah, we can call him that.
Okay. Or no, it's Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades. Okay. So what we can say to you.
Why'd you do that like the chocolate rains?
Yeah, no.
Ace of Spades.
So what I'll say to you is that while you might not prefer this method of playing a game, we do try to make these really high quality so that if your friends come over and go, hey, Ace of Base, how come you have all of these toys everywhere? You go, actually, these are collectible figurines and they work with a really cool game. You should check it out. And then if you're like, whatever, forget you, Disney guy, I hate you no matter what, Electronic Arts has a great game coming out called Star Wars Battlefront. It's for a hardcore guy like you. Totally check that out. It's amazing and it's awesome. But if you've got kids and you want to make memories and have an experience together, then try Infinity.
Also,
you don't have to.
If your hardcore dude friends come over and they look at your toys and they're like, "What's this?" and they try to break it, they are pretty well made.
Oh,
so
thank
they're
you.
going to hold up real good.
So I was going to ask you about those. Actually, I'm noticing a great variety in characters here. One thing I'm not seeing are droids. What's up with those guys?
What's up with those droids? Well, Brian, the thing is that we're always adding more characters to the Infinity platform. And I'm earning my paycheck from the PR team right now by telling you that I'm not going to reveal any new characters that may be coming, but droids would be great characters that we could add to the platform over time.
You saying I might be able to get a little BB-8 one of these days? One of these days, maybe?
How would BB-8 ledge hang, though? That character
That
in
is
particular.
literally
that's
your
the
job
tough
to
one.
figure out. I know you're a reviews guy. Damn it. Release date man.
We don't know how BB-8 does anything.
I have
No,
no,
so
there's
all
an app, but there's
so to not be so smarmy about like not only like droid characters, but I would say like characters because we are a platform for all things Disney. People are asking like, well, where's Simba from The Lion King? And then it's like, okay, and then we go and we do an evaluation, we look at that, and we're like, okay, so how is Simba going to drive a car? Because that's something you can do in our toy box mode. How is Simba going to ledge hang? How is Simba going to be able to shoot a blaster? How will those things work? And then
How do
what
you give
about
a cat a gun?
and then, and then there's also like, and Raja is a mount in the game. So how will Simba ride Raja? And would that seem weird? Someone at corporate brand probably wouldn't be happy if we did all these things together.
Right.
We're trying to figure all those things out. I mean, things also like we don't have swimming yet in the game. We're getting a lot of requests for swimming characters like the Little Mermaid and from hardcore fans.
It's gonna be really, really awkward if you do like Finding Dory and you put them on the thing and they're just like, ah, like flopping.
No, we would always try to make it great. Yeah. But not, they might have come out the wrong way. I meant like we'd try to make them really swim.
We do have to sort of wrap up, but I want to ask you one more really quick question. Okay. Now, bigger characters, right? Like Jabba the Hutt, the Rancor, like
Jabba no tan Wookiee solo.
Jabba no bother.
That's fun. What,
Yes.
would you like a character like
Yes, of course.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not just asking you what you think of the character.
What do you think about Jabba Hutt? Jabba Hutt's a great character, let me tell
I'll
you.
call you separately for that. We should have a whole talk about that.
Yeah, bigger characters. I think one character that's not in this lineup right here that we have announced, if you look at, we've announced Hulkbuster.
Yep.
Actually, it was we had him on the show when we were at San Diego Comic-Con.
From Empire Strikes Back.
No, yeah, not from but larger Star Wars characters for sure. I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say with my answer is we've shown that we can do characters on a larger scale, and we're going to be doing more of those characters. And there's a ton of them that we can do. We've done Wreck-It Ralph, we've done Hulkbuster, but we start thinking about some of the other characters that are huge across all the different fiction. You know, obviously Jabba the Hutt's one of them. You know, Thanos would be a cool character to do.
Yep.
So it's wild to be able to play with all of these at the same time.
So like this is a pretty young series. You know, you're 3 years in.
Yeah.
And we've kind of seen like you get the flagship stuff like like Star Wars or Inside Out, and it's Guardians of the Galaxy. But then we also get these kind of like other like Tron. You get like Minnie Mouse.
Yeah, some classics.
And I really like that. Is it safe to assume that we're going to see like kind of installments of like Star Wars characters in there? Like, is it going to be because how long am I going to have to wait to get like a Bosk?
Or a Bib Fortuna.
And so here's the thing, and we've done this. So I think the best example of this now is now that we're in Infinity 3, you can see we're still adding more Disney characters, we're still adding more Pixar characters, we're still adding more Marvel characters. The thing that's crazy that I don't think a lot of people realize and a lot of game developers realize is now there is 4 huge audiences that just are craving this content in a video game format. And so now it's like as we've kind of we consider 3.0 the final introduction of the Disney Infinity brand. Now we have all the character families kind of inside of it. And now it's like, okay, so next year, what are we doing for Marvel? What are we doing for Pixar? What are we doing for Disney? What are we doing for Star Wars? So yes, it is safe to assume we're going to be adding more and more characters over time. And hopefully what we've done so far kind of proves that out.
It's a good problem to have, right?
Yeah, it's nice to have a job. That's what I always say, right?
Well, John, thank you so much for joining us.
Max, thank you. Thank you for letting me be the
Of
first
course,
talking
man.
person.
Yeah.
Or
It's fun
like
to
not
do.
First talking person.
You know, I meant like
We have an award for you, the First Talking Person Award. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks guys.
All right. What do we got lined up next? We got John. Get out of here.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So how do you get you?
I don't know, we haven't figured that out yet. Yeah,
we should
just-
get a. You guys should get a cane and pull me off.
We'll get our scary clown to come chase you off.
That's right.
So yeah, what do we? We've got a fun thing lined up here. My computer went to sleep in the middle of this, so
That's fine.
That's great.
We can just hang out. I'm really excited about all this stuff, by the way.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Like I know Ace of Spade was in the comments talking about how he doesn't like toys. I personally do like them. Well, you know, Star Wars is just it's a series that stuck with us our entire lives. We're really big fans of it. But obviously, it gives us, we've had a lot of questions about Star Wars over the years. About the way the story works, about certain characters. There's so much sort of history around every single character you see, and you have no idea really where they came from or what happened. Now, some of that stuff was answered with backstories, but there are still so many burning questions out there, and for that, we go to the best search engine in the world, Bing. No, I'm just kidding. We go to Google. Suck it, Bing.
So here's the thing, though. Google also has a lot of questions. I've got Google up right here on my laptop.
That's right. Let's take a look.
Show it. Show it.
Pull us on in. Pull us in the
yes, we're doing a Let's Play of Google right now.
That's right. So let's play Google.
What we're going to do is we're going to start to ask Google a question about Star Wars, and then we're going to answer the questions that it has for us.
That's right.
So let's start out. Why does Darth Vader... All right, here we go. Why does Darth Vader wear a cape?
To keep his legs warm. And to keep his ass real hot.
All right, that's a good answer.
He doesn't fly. Why does he wear a cape? It's a style thing, right?
Because it's scary. He looks like a big, scary man.
Okay.
All right, so next up, why does Darth Vader breath so heavy? He's got a respirator because he fell in a volcano.
Yeah, he's like 4% human man. Everything else is...
He's a robot who went in a volcano.
It's all robot chunks in
there.
there.
All right, so then it's, why does Darth Vader kill the Emperor?
I mean,
Well,
literally, you have to watch those films.
They made 6 movies that explained that.
The Emperor, spoilers, not a good dude. Not a good guy.
Yeah. Then finally, why does Darth Vader say no?
Because he's a bad dude.
Because he didn't want to do something.
If you have
why you say no to things. You don't feel like it.
You cannot have a villain that's constantly like, that's fine, sure, yes, come on. You ought to order 40 pizzas to
Because it
fine,
would be
yes.
really weird if there was a scene where Darth Vader stood up from this table and went, yes!
Let's try another one. Should we try another one?
Let's try another one.
How about, how does Ewok?
How does Ewok, okay. How does an Ewok sound? Do an Ewok. Come on, do an Ewok.
Yub yub.
That is unconvincing.
That's a really lazy Ewok.
If I was casting Ewoks, you wouldn't get the job for one.
That's when they're getting stabbed.
What's wrong with you? All right, so how does an Ewok talk? Can you say some
different than just I'm gonna eat you.
Oh,
Yeah. All
right, how much does the Ewok village cost?
What?
Yeah, how much does the Ewok village cost?
Like to buy, it's a treehouse. It's a series of interconnected.
Kenner made a toy. How much does it cost?
The toy.
Ballpark.
So the original one probably costs around $250. The Lego one I would say costs $140 right now.
Should we check?
No.
Okay. How much does an Ewok weigh?
I would say, how much does a 10-year-old kid covered in hair weigh? Also wearing bones and leather. I don't have the measurements for that. 110 pounds. Okay, let's do one more.
100? Do you think an Ewok weighs 110 pounds?
Yeah, I think they're heavy little dogs.
All right.
Little bear boys.
All right, I got one. Why does Lando wear Han's clothes?
Why does Lando wear Han's clothes? He doesn't. They have a similar style. They're both sort of like.
No, there's a part in the beginning of Jedi where he's got like the same outfit on.
What?
Yeah, like at the beginning, or no, it's the end of Empire when he's flying out. He's just sort of like,
okay. Well, because they put Han Solo in the carbonite, and he had an extra set of clothes.
That's probably it. He's like, well, somebody's got to wear these.
Well, if you think about it,
Han
and Leia and all those dudes, they went to Bespin, right, Cloud City, and they probably packed a suitcase with a couple of sets of clothing in it. Han obviously didn't need one of those because he flew directly on Slave One.
Oh no, I know the answer. Lando's booking it out of Cloud City because the Empire took it over, and he's stealing Han's ship. He gets in there. He didn't bring his own change of clothes, and Leia's probably like, Han's got plenty of stuff he'd probably fit into. Chewie only wears bandoliers, so you probably can't wear his clothes.
Okay, what about this one? Why does Lando pronounce Han? What does that mean?
Because I think he says, "Hand, old buddy," or something. I don't know, because there's...
Because he doesn't care.
So that's one thing that George Lucas did explain. The reasoning is that a lot of people will mispronounce names. And that's a problem in a long time ago in a galaxy far away, too.
Why does Landon hate Austin? I have no idea if that has to do with Star Wars at all. That's ridiculous. Speaking of Star Wars, every now and then, Max and I like to get into wonderful Jedi costumes and see what it's like to really be in that wonderful world of Star Wars. Let's take a look.
It's a galaxy.
Damn it.
I hate these things.
I'm really, really over these things.
They're so stupid. They're so stupid. You know why we're dead? You know why all of the Jedi are dead? Do you know why? Yes.
100%.
Exactly. Exactly. Because they're swords. They are swords. And you know what the other guys have? They have guns.
We are literally bringing a knife to a gunfight.
You bring a laser knife to a laser gunfight. Exactly.
Right.
They have stuff that shoots a thing a distance, and we have things that we stand with waiting for them to shoot us so we can shoot it back. And guess what? That doesn't always work.
It doesn't work. It's 3 feet tall, right? They have guns that shoot from 1,000 feet away. They also have ships that have guns on the side of them. Why don't we get ships with a bunch of swords on the side? We don't have those, right? I think you see me fly in a battle with a ship, just pew pew pew. Things. I'm a Jedi. Everyone's like, and like,
They don't make that noise.
drill a hole in a wall and climb through it like an idiot. Roger Rabbit balls.
Oh, I don't really know what you just said, but I think I agree with you. I'm just baffled that this is still a thing we stick with, like this stupid washed up hipster bullshit. Like, oh, this is the old-fashioned way of doing things. This is tradition. This is the way people used to do it before in a more civilized age. It's like, what? Shave your stupid beard.
Yeah, people used to walk everywhere too. And then we invented ships. And that's how we do the Star Wars.
The Star War, indeed. We really do love the Star War here. But let's talk about something we don't like, and that's the fact that for the longest time, it was the only way to tell somebody that you approved or even acknowledged something on Facebook was to like it. Facebook is finally changing that. They're adding the dislike button or the giant thumbs down, which I love so much. The thumbs down is something we've wanted for the longest time. I'll be totally honest with you. I read tons and tons of Facebook stuff where people are like, just got back from the gym. Wow, no one cares. Dislike. Hey, I'm really happy. Dislike. I'm hungry. Dislike. Get a personality, okay? So the Facebook dislike button, huge. One of the most important things of all time. Max, how do you feel about it?
Is there an ambivalent button? I think there should be a whatever button.
Like a meh?
Like a whatever button. It's got that like, hey man, whatever.
No, they should
hang 10 button.
There should be one in the middle that just says, okay.
That'd be pretty good. An okay button that just makes the post go away.
Yeah.
You're just like, okay, I saw it. Like clear, it's archived to inbox or whatever.
So what this means is that very soon on Facebook, lots of videos and articles and posts and links
and people
and
engagements will be disliked.
Pets, babies are gonna get disliked. They don't even have a chance to fight for themselves yet. Neither do pets, but you know they at least have mouths with teeth. Lots of things are gonna get disliked, just like our videos do here on IGN.
Yeah,
just
we get
like
a lot of dislikes
on YouTube.
We do it seriously. Like we'll do something.
Yeah, we get a lot of dislikes. So,
I
to get you guys some practice for the dislike button, I'm gonna give you a little challenge right now. If you're on YouTube and you're watching this video, bring it.
You're gonna try to get as many dislikes as you can?
We're gonna try to get as many dislikes as possible. I want the most disliked YouTube video in history. If you're on YouTube and you're watching this, click dislike. Do you need a reason?
I think
we can give you some reasons. Let's give you some reasons. All right. I think that every video game should be $100 and should have at least $300 worth of DLC.
Wow. I think Lucario is an awful Pokemon.
Yeah, I think Pokemon in general is a really bad game, and
you
should
get
it together.
It sucks.
Yeah. You know what should be the #1 selling video game platform in the world? Is the iPhone.
You know, I'm actually with you on that. Yeah. I regret spending money on video game consoles.
Yeah,
I think it was a waste of money.
I haven't even played the new Candy Crush, but I assume it's probably at least the first or second game of the year.
I don't think that video games should be violent. I think they should only be about candy.
Yeah, I think that football is probably the best sport in the world.
Oh yeah, they should also make games about football.
Yeah, they should make. I think every game should be about football.
But they should be really boring.
You know what sucks? Pizza. I think it's disgusting. You know what you should do with pizza? Just put broccoli rabe all over it and some scallops.
I think everybody should eat more kale.
Kale is a great thing. Kale goes great with quinoa, and if you put it into a blender and you drink it, you'll be real healthy, which is better than being unhealthy. Because candy's gross and you shouldn't be eating it.
I like to litter.
That's right. MySpace was a great site.
Dolphins are a crap animal.
I listened to 6 Creed albums on the way into work this morning. I don't even know if there are that many, but if you start listening to them, you don't need to listen to anything else because they're the greatest band in the world. Just like Juggalos are.
Cats are incrementally better pets than dogs, but they both suck.
Donald Trump for president.
Everyone should have spiders as pets.
I want a woman to star in every video game. Shots fired. Press that dislike button if you don't like it. Deal with it!
All right, so
Coming
yeah,
up
dislike
next. Hands are clean on that one.
Here's a fun thing. They're making another James Bond movie.
Yeah.
We already knew that. That's not a surprise. Spectre. It's coming out soon. They're doing something real weird. Really, really weird. They're making a special card that if you buy it for $100, you can go see the movie as many times as you want in the theaters at participating cinemas.
While it's running in theaters,
Right.
you can see this movie once a day for the entire 2 or 3 month run for $100 on a credit
This
card.
is so weird. It's not a credit card. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a gift card.
It's a credit card shaped card.
It's like a gift card has a finite amount of things on it, but this
Yeah.
one it's sort of just like I imagine you flash it, and you just walk into the theater.
So
Well,
let me ask
okay,
you this: what's your
yeah.
favorite James Bond movie ever?
It's a tie between Dr. No and Quantum of Solace.
Yeah, those
Oh
are
yeah,
really
that's
good.
another thing you might dislike. I like Quantum of Solace.
Yeah.
But no, like I even my favorite James Bond movie, like I've rewatched a lot of those movies a lot of times. I've read all the books. They're awesome books. It's great stories. I love James Bond. This doesn't move the needle. I'm not even slightly tempted. I'm not even like, I can't even stretch my imagination far enough to justify spending $100 on a card to see that movie more than once.
Right.
I think I would be bored if I saw that movie 3 times in theaters, because in the time it's in theaters, like, I mean, when I was like 8 and we rented a movie, like maybe I'd watch that movie 3 times, you know, and it was like, I'll just try to get the money's worth. Or like, you know, at a slumber party, like the next morning, you're like, let's watch that movie we watched last night again.
Yeah.
But like going to the movie theaters to see a movie a bunch of times, I've done that once, and I went and saw Sin City like 3 times opening week. Because I thought it was really cool, and I wanted to support it because I was 19 or whatever. And
Well, it's like, you know, like an 8-year-old kid can burn through a movie and just see it a billion times, but he shouldn't be seeing the new James Bond movie in theaters 100 times. Now, you and I, we have a movie that we do want to see multiple times in theaters.
You know what that movie is? It is Avatar 2, and that brings us to our next segment, Avatar. How many times are you guys going to see Avatar 2 in theaters? I think that it really
I was going to say Star Wars, you idiot.
We can talk about Star Wars later. I like Avatar a whole lot, though. See,
Hit that dislike button.
The thing about Avatar 2...
Hit that dislike button as hard as you can.
A lot of people were really, really swept away by the incredibly well thought out world of Pandora.
Nobody was swept away by the
A lot
world
of
of
people
Pandora.
never wanted to leave, and they saw that movie multiple times.
Yeah,
and
you know what,
Avatar 2
they were
is
called-
a film that I think you could see hundreds of times, if not thousands.
Okay, there was a group of people that wanted to see that movie a lot of times and pretended they were still on Avatar and they painted their faces blue.
The reason
and
that
they were
movie-
called people with brain problems because that's
reason-
not something you should be doing.
The thing is, not a lot of people even saw Avatar,
Hey,
but
Max,
the people
remember,
who saw it loved it so much that they saw it
Max, I
dozens
went
of
to
times.
lunch with you a year ago. You ordered a Monte Cristo for the first time. That's a sandwich. What did you do with it? What's a Monte Cristo? Do you know what it is?
I'm still unclear about that.
Okay, so what did you do with your Monte Cristo sandwich? That's right, you dipped it in guacamole, you idiot, in front of a whole bunch of
didn't
people,
know what
and
a-
everyone
I didn't
made
know
fun
what a
of
Monte
you.
Cristo
Everyone
was.
at the restaurant made fun
No,
of you.
no,
Because
like,
you were
you made
dumb.
fun of me.
Just like Avatar. Just like Avatar 2, and just like Thravatar, or 3-Avatar, or 4-Avatar, whatever they call these stupid movies.
Avatrace.
Avatar is done.
For the record, a Monte Cristo is a sandwich made with French toast.
Speaking of so dumb. Speaking of movies, an Angry Birds movie is coming out. Shocking, when something makes billions of dollars, it becomes a movie. Because an action figure line and hats, and you know when something's popular is when you go to Chinatown and you see bootleg versions of it, and they're teaming up with like Thor and the Power Rangers all in the same box set, and it doesn't make any sense.
You don't think something's popular when you go to Six Flags and you see someone's dad wearing a shirt of it. But yeah, the Angry Birds movie, it's coming out. It's coming out. I don't know, 2017. So I don't even know when that's coming out. They're showing a teaser trailer sometime soon. I first heard about Angry Birds in 20. Oh, look at that, a minion.
Yeah, he's hiding back there.
Wait, bring that up again. Hold on, what's up here? Show the picture. This is weird. There's a little.
No.
You guys are really.
They did show the picture, but it was for half a second.
Are they angry at us? Show us again.
That
Show
was
us the
like
picture.
Fight Club
Just
with
show the picture. There's a minion right
They
there. You
are
see it?
angry at us, by the way.
You see the minion? So apparently the Angry Birds movie is actually a prequel to the rest of Angry Birds,
Yeah.
and the birds aren't mad yet.
Yep.
Why is the minion there?
Because you put him in there. Somebody photoshopped
All right.
him in there.
Okay. So next
So
up.
hold on, let's. Can we talk about Angry Birds real quick?
Yeah, no. I got some more pictures from the upcoming film Angry Birds.
So
the movie.
Angry Birds was
show us off.
he was video game. Angry Birds
Look
were
at another
video
minion.
game
The minion got in there.
enemy number one for the
How did
longest
the
time.
minion get into Angry Birds?
I don't know, Max.
Those darn minions are at it again. Those no good little guys. They got right in the Angry Birds movie. What are we gonna do next?
I don't know.
I got another image lined up
Enjoy.
here.
Let's
no!
look at your dumb photoshops.
This one isn't even photoshopped well. It's got a bunch of jagged white pixels around the edge.
Why did you do this?
I wanted to destroy something hideous. I wanted to pour fire on gasoline. I don't even know how you pour fire. You gotta light gasoline on fire and then pour it on different gasoline.
The story here is that, as gamers, we've been mad at Angry Birds for a while because it's a casual game that's taking over things and they're coming for our consoles.
Of course, it wouldn't be Angry Birds without the bad piggies. They're in that too. Oh no, a minion! The darn minions!
I feel like I'm building.
The darn minions are at it again.
I'm building to a point here, and it's just not happening.
Those dang minions. Which do you think is better, Brian? The Minions or the Avatar? I'm sorry, Angry Birds.
Wow. Okay, you're really going to put me in a position to put Avatar versus the Minions?
Actually, that's a good question. Which do you like better, the film Avatar or the Minions?
Well, I've seen Avatar, and it's trash, and I haven't seen Minions. So in that way, Minions is better because that's 2 hours I still have.
It's actually a double entendre. Mignon is cute in French. I actually hate the Minions. I think they're awful.
Yeah, they're bad. They're awful.
They're rotten little toilet apples.
So, look at them. They all dress like.
They're the worst.
God.
But I mean, like, okay, so
awful.
I think that
awful.
they
They're
very
really
much they go in the same category as Angry Birds. Like 5 years ago, you go to Six Flags and you see a lot of dads wearing Angry Bird shirts, and you're like, you're get it together, you grown man. And then you go to Six Flags now and you see like Minions everywhere, Minions shirts. You go to Chinatown, you see weird Minions miniatas as I call them. But
Great, Max. I'm never letting you lead the show again. We never built to a bit here. I don't know what we talked about with these Minions. Why don't you just keep saying Minion like they're paying you?
I like it. Minions.
Stop doing that.
I'm going to be a Minionaire.
You're not going to be a Minionaire.
Look at those Minions. They got in the picture.
Stop. So is this the show now? We just put up things that I don't like? And I get mad? Is that what you guys want?
Welcome to Salt in the Wound. I'm Max Scoville. Here's my wound, Brian Antano's Rib Salt.
I dislike this show. I dislike it. I missed the Greg Miller version. It was way better.
Nails on a chalkboard.
Shots fired. Suck it, Max.
All right, I'm going to litter on your desk or something. I don't know.
Let's eat Oreos.
That's a horrible thing to say. There's going to be so many people being like, oh, Brian hates Max. We're going to go eat pizza together after this.
I don't hate Max. I hate Avatar and Minions. Those are really easy targets. They're really easy things to hate.
It's really funny to see you put those in the same category.
You just did!
Yeah, I said I was a slip of the tongue.
You know what that picture is back there? That's an actual live shot of my blood boiling back there. That's what that is. That's an inside camera inside my body. Anyway, let's talk about getting things more better than they are right now. In a little segment we want to call Make It Better. Now, Metal Gear Solid 5 just came out. Max and I have each put like 45 hours into it. Our significant others are pissed off.
Yep.
Deal with it. IGN gave it a 10 out of 10. That's not perfect, but it's damn near close. It means it's a really, really, really good score. But like all things we love more than anything in the world, there are always ways to improve them.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, Max, how would you make Metal Gear Solid 5 better?
So I've had one complaint. This is since before the game came out. I had the luxury of interviewing a guy from Konami, and I pulled him aside. And there's sometimes they can be cagey in interviews, but like I pulled him aside. Hey, off the record, can you put a balloon on a bear and steal him? And he's like, yes, you can. And I'm like, and he'll be on your base? And he's like, he sure will. And I was like, if guys invade your base, will the bear try to bite them? And he's like, no. And I'm like, well, I got a few yeses before I got to a no, but the answer is I want to be able to have weaponized bears. I want to be able to have, I want to be calling a bear drop.
Yeah.
You know? I want to be able to like you can drop a crate on a guy's head and knock him out and then go pick up free cool boxes in the crate or whatever. But like I want to be able to just drop a bear and like have it hit the ground and just start freaking out. Like you can call it a bombardment of just fire and wreckage or sleep gas or whatever. But like I kind of just want one wild animal to just come parachuting down and all of them to be just like, what is that? What are we doing? So that would make it better for me.
Yeah, because you get that sort of like there's an element in Far Cry that I really like, right? Where you can throw bait into an enclosure.
You do get bait bottles.
Yeah, but like a tiger will show up and start fighting everybody, and it's a great distraction.
Yeah.
And you kind of have that with D-Dog. You can kind of be like run up and bark or bother them. So my thing that there's one mission I really promise I'm not trying to spoil anything. This is pretty early on in the campaign when you get the D-Walker for the first time, which is this sort of like upright legged robot thing.
Yeah.
And you're carrying a guy out on it, and your dog is with you during the mission. If you had gotten the dog, one of your buddies is with you, and you're running along on the D-Walker with the dog next to you, and it's kind of like there was this moment where the game really clicked for me, where I'm like, this is really fun and goofy, and this is totally anime like you always describe it. But I'm a little bummed out that you can't have multiple things like that happening at the same time. Like I would like to go out with my horse, my dog, and quiet all at the same time. So I can get on the horse to escape, because I don't know about the missions where you choose the dog. He does a really good job of sniffing out all the bad guys in there, but when it's time to run away, you have to run like a mile on foot.
Yeah.
And I'd like to have it so I can be like, goodbye, dog, thanks very much, hop on his back and skedaddle out of there.
You know what? I got a better solution there. I think you should be able to ride the dog.
I really wish you could do that.
You just hop on the dog and he's like, "Rrr!" and you're like, go, D-dog, I'm trying to get out of here. And he's just like,
how good is this game that our only complaints with it really are that we wish you could just hunt with more animals or ride animals that you're not usually historically able to ride.
Yeah, I wish
That's
I could
a sign
make,
of a good game.
I wish I could make Hall & Oates play out of the horse, but it only plays out of the helicopter.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Actually, that would be great. A boombox on the back of the horse.
Yeah, a boombox would be pretty cool. If you had like one of those radios, you could throw it and they're like, hey, is that a hot new jam I hear over there?
Where's Metal Gear Solid 5 sitting in your sort of like ever-flowing Game of the Year list right now?
It's
Is it up there?
It's sitting there looking at its watch, waiting for Fallout 4 to show up. You know? And I'm honestly, I feel like I realized that, God, 14 years ago? What year is it? 20? Yeah, more than that. 16 years ago, I was really excited about a new Star Wars movie. I was really stoked on Metal Gear Solid. Same deal.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
Yep.
I need to bring in my old sketchbooks where I've got like Boba Fett fan art and pictures of Solid Snake, and I'm like, this is all my favorite stuff. There's even a new Dragon Ball Z series. There's a Deadpool movie coming out next year. There's all this great stuff.
It's the 90s all over again.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's new. But I mean, like Metal Gear Solid 5 is my favorite. Like, I feel bad saying it. Story-wise, it's not really there, but it's got enough pieces. It's got enough kind of throwbacks to like other Metal Gear games that I'm like, I'm Snake. That guy might be that guy. There's a big robot. You know, like there's enough stuff that's really familiar for me to be like, it does the nostalgia thing, but it's also, the mechanics are new enough, you know, I love it. It's really fun. So
that's Make It Better. Let us know in the comments or on Twitter how you would improve Metal Gear Solid 5. And if you have a topic for next week's Make It Better, hit us up, let us know. I really want to do Attack of the Clones one of these days. That's a conversation.
I've got a conversation about that for the prequels. I could tell you how to improve this.
Let's see. We are wrapping up the show here. We're coming down. Let's hit Twitter for some questions real quick.
Yeah, let's pick. Can we pick a couple winners for our contest?
Mike Garrison says, "Can we get a spin-off of Up at Noon? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with Max Scoville? It can follow Avatalk every week." Sure, and that's a show Max can host by himself because I'm quitting.
If you guys want to see my new show about Minions, I'll be outside, just out back.
Yeah,
it's not live streamed or anything. I'll just be out back talking about Minions.
Yeah, and if you
want to join me,
if you went to the grocery store and you bought some fruit and you're in a car, drive by and throw it at Max. Hit him right in the head with a pineapple.
That's a waste of food. But pineapples are my favorite fruit, so there you go.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're awesome. I think they're a good fruit. They look like weird palm trees.
Do we have any winners for Disney Infinity? Based on the fact that we don't know where they're from or anything like that?
Yeah, it's kind of tricky. We will pick two winners.
I want to go with Kyle Chenier over here, even though he sounds French and he might be in Paris. We'll mail it to you and we'll figure it out. He says, "Rotten little toilet apples is now my favorite insult. Up at noon, hashtag minion." Damn it! He said hashtag millionaire. We're giving this guy a prize now.
That sounds like an album that's coming out.
We are awarding people for bad behavior. It's what we do with Max every week on this show, and what we're doing with anyone using the hashtag millionaire. Do not use that hashtag. Do not specifically tweet at me at Agent Bizzle using the hashtag millionaire. I will block you. No, I won't. Maybe I will. I'll mute you. How about that? Then you can yell at me all day long. You'll never even know what happens. I'm vamping. I'm just hanging out, talking like a vampire man.
All right, fair enough. We do have to bring this flaming train that's going off the rails along. We have to roll it to a halt before it goes off a bridge.
I think of it more as a volcano with wheels on the bottom of it.
It's kind of the boat, the Titanic, as in the movie directed by Avatar's director James Cameron. What if there's a train in Avatar too?
What if you did this by yourself?
All right, Brian. Anyway, you can catch us next week, same time at noon. Hop on Twitter. Use the hashtag Up and Noon. We'll pick a couple winners.
Yeah, use the hashtag Avatalk so I can block you. Millionaires.
We've got a Destiny live stream coming up, so don't go anywhere. They probably won't talk about Minions
unless
you ask them to in the chat.
Don't watch Avatar. Do not watch the movie Avatar by James Cameron.
Avatar's a fine film.
It's a bad movie.